Dave Gardy here live with Britt Sloan at the Washington Golf Center, where we're going to talk with, he's with U.S. Kids. What's your position with U.S. Kids?
I'm a regional sales representative for them.
It's a great company because they had the vision and the foresight to realize kids are a little bit different. Give us an overview of how the company started.
Well, they're really the first kids company to come out and truly make clubs specifically for kids of all ages. I mean, their idea is to start children playing golf and getting introduced to golf at 3 years of age. And they start at 3 foot tall, and they work with kids clubs, and they build them from 3 to 3'8" in a red system for the boys and a pink for the girls. Then they do a blue system, which is just slightly taller than that, and a green system, so that they can fit kids all the way up through when they're 12, 13 years old before they go into kids clubs.
How did the company start?
Well, the company really started by a guy by the name of Dan Van Horn, who is from this area in Arlington, Virginia, and he really had 3 kids, and he saw in his baseball that they were growing up that they had smaller bats, lighter weight bats, and that the kids were able to swing them much easier than the larger, heavier bats. And he saw that all of the golf clubs that he had were very much cut down versions that were very heavy, very hard for the kids. They had to manipulate them. And so he made golf clubs that were 50 to 75 grams lighter than the cutoff clubs, and the kids were able to take them and swing them quite easily. They had enough loft for them to get them up in the air, and the kids realized quite a bit of benefit and also enjoyed the game and have stuck with the game a lot longer due to that.
That's great. Well, we're going to do a little test now, and we're going to ask Sarah, my daughter, to come over here. And this is a clear example of what happens is they get hand-me-down clubs from their parents. Here's a woman's club. Go ahead and try swinging with that, sweetie. It's a full. You can just go ahead and try just taking a practice swing right there.
Pretend that that's a golf ball right there.
Yeah, if you hit the golf ball, that's pretty good too.
And as you can see, that club is one of the shorter clubs in the set. It's a 9-iron, but it is very long for her, very hard for her to take. Why don't you take that to the top of the backswing and try to hold it at the top of the backswing, right about here. This way.
Okay, the other way, honey.
That's your foreswing.
Okay, go ahead, bring it back all the way. Bring it up, turn it around this way.
Swing it back here.
Okay, there you go.
And then you would see, now try to hold it up here. And it's very heavy and hard for her to do that. And what I'd like to do is give her a club.
Now this is a blue club, and we'll go over the color coding in a second. See if that's any easier for you.
Now try to take that into the same position and see how easy it is for her to hold. Now swing it. And you'll see how easy it is, how it fits her, how she's not banging into the ground, how she would actually, if she had a golf ball here, she would, after a few tries, start enjoying the game.
Actually, and let's go over here to the height. We'll bring her over here and see how we got to the blue club and how it fits so well. There's actually a gauge, and I tried to analogize this to what ping does, but that's totally different, right? Britt, it's something where you're actually looking more in the height and size of the child.
Yes, these guys are very revolutionary, and what they did is they took everything just from the height of the child, also the weight of the child, and the age of the child. But where you can see is it's very easy to come into this chart, see where their head fits on this, and you could buy the proper club for your kid and get them started quite easily.
So now she's pushing the green envelope, but you know, when you buy blue, I'm going to be out of money there in a second because I'm going to pass it down to the 4-year-old, who we'll try here in a second.
Yes, but as if they are very close right here, a lot of times we will go with the higher size. I mean, you hardly buy clothes that fit a kid anymore because you know they're going to outgrow them so quickly. So we always go to the next size. And due to the fact that they're so light, it is much easier for them to play a slightly larger club and then for the club to last them for at least a year.
Very interesting. And actually, she was probably in blue this morning, but she ate the Cheerios. Now she's there. So 4 foot 4 inches from blue to green, Sarah. And we're going to try. You actually do this all over the country with kids, and you actually have tournaments. Is that correct? Down to the age of 4 years old?
Yes. What we do is we really try to promote family golf, and so at every golf course, you can go to a U.S. Kids golf site, a website, and you can look at the golf courses in your area. We try to set up golf courses with 2 different tee markers, and we set the holes up from 50 to 150 to 250 yards so that the kids, instead of playing a 400-yard hole where they would just incessantly be beating a golf ball and hitting a wood and a wood and a wood, they can play holes where they can hit a wood and an iron into them and start shooting regular scores that give them a lot more enjoyment.
And he starts as low as 4 years old. We're going to put that to the test here in a moment, where the WC Fields thing about working with kids and animals is going to be put to the test with my other daughter, Celeste, who's 4. We're going to go over here and size up a 4-year-old. Let's see. Turn around, sweetie. This is Celeste, and she's going to look this way. And she's coming in about 3 foot, 4 inches or so. She's in the red sector. So we've got a red club all pulled out for her here. Ooh, look at that. And we're going to go over there. Let's go walk over here to the green area. And Mr. Sloan's going to tell you again what to do. Okay, he's going to stand here. He's going to show you. And it just seems like I have tried to get her to swing any number of these other clubs that, again, this is the right size.
What you want to do is you want to put this hand on the top, okay, and this hand right underneath it. And one of the techniques that I know several of the people use teaching it is you're holding a hot dog in a bun. So you want to hold the hot dog right here, and you want to swing it back.
Take it back, honey. Well,
swing it back just like that.
Yeah.
And then
Don't hit our heads.
And then you want to hit the ground. Then you want to hit the ground.
Good.
There you go. Very good.
Very good. Do that again. One more time, sweetie.
But as she repeats that and does that, as you can see, it's a very lightweight club. It's not too big for her. It's not hitting her in the stomach. She's going to be able to go out, and after a number of times, maybe going to the range with you and doing different things, she'll get better at doing it.
And so now, tournaments for kids young at 4 years old, I mean, are there a lot of them around the United States?
Yes, we're probably the only company that really asks the parent to caddy for the kids because we want it to be a family-involved game. We want them to all understand it. Also, there's a certain amount of care that needs to be taken when you take a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, even 10-year-olds out on the golf course because you are swinging heavy iron clubs. You don't want anybody to get hit in the head. You have to be careful with the golf balls. There's a certain amount of etiquette and care that has to be taught on how to care for the golf course. And we try to promote all of that with children. We even publish books for each age group so that they will know what to do and how to learn the game properly.
Okay, now for kids this young, she's in the red, which is the lower color. I mean, for the smallest kid, do they have a full set of clubs?
What we normally do is we give them a 3-wood, which has enough loft for them to hit, get it up in the air. They have the option of getting drivers to go along with it. But normally what we do is we give them a driver, an iron, a putter, and so that they go out and they're able to play a hole of golf with their parents.
Well, that's fantastic. So total like what, 6 clubs or so?
A lot of times in the 4 to 6 range.
Okay.
I mean, they really don't need a complete set.
They don't, and that was why I asked the question. So, I mean, ballpark pricing on these. I mean, if for a whole set, is it worth buying just a few clubs if you're going to just start them out to see if they like it, and then buy the whole set?
Well, what we've done at US Kids is we've tried to make it affordable for everybody, and so what we really do is you can buy a full set of clubs with a bag for as little as $100 to $150 and truly have enough clubs for them to go out and play golf.
That's fantastic. Well, thanks again for doing and defeating the W.C. Fields principle at working with kids. Britt Sloan from US Kids Golf. Thank you very much for joining us. And the website for US Kids Golf
is www.uskids.com.
uskids.com. Dave Gardy here live for Golf Center TV at the Washington Golf Center. Thanks for joining us again for the youth part of the channel. Glad we could get this in. Dave Gardy here live. We'll be back.